Hello there, folks. Welcome back. You are watching BSG Annual 2021, Benefiting Mind. Hope you've recovered from that fantastic Super Mario run here. We've now got something even more spectacular for you. We have Pokemon Diamond. Scoagogo is going to be running this for us. So, without further ado, please take it away.
Alright, hi everyone. As said, I'm scoagogo. I'm gonna get right into this and just go straight to the countdown because I have a lot of explanation to do for the start of this. So, are you ready on the countdown? Yeah. You know, I'll just go for it. I'll just go for it. Right. On three. 1, 2, 3. So, you'll notice that I'm not actually starting at the beginning of the game. I'm not doing the intro or anything like that. The main reason for that is because there's a lot of RNG manipulation set up to do before one of these runs can happen. So I have to set the DS clock itself to a specific date and a specific time, and launch the game on a specific second. And then just before that screen that I was at there, where I was sitting looking at my trainer ID, there's like a TV screen, and the RNG seed that you get is dependent on really whenever you hit A on that TV screen, and it's a 1-frame trick at 30 FPS. So I didn't really want to sit and have to try and pull that off at a marathon, given you only really get an attempt at it once every nearly 2 minutes. So it was smart to just do it all beforehand and get it all out of the way. So throughout this, I'm going to be doing a lot of RNG manipulation. The easiest way to explain this is really just think of the RNG seed. Right, you know, forget about the seed in general. Think of more of it as like a number. And every time I'm moving around in the grass, and every time trainers in the overworld are moving around, that's all advancing that number. So there's an NPC off to the right now. He's moving around in the grass, and that's going to advance the number. So basically, I need to get to the starter at a specific number. And that's going to give me the correct IVs and the correct nature and all that good stuff. Now IVs, for the first time, you don't just want them all completely maxed out. You do actually want the IVs at a specific number for hidden power, because hidden power's type is dependent on the IVs of your Pokemon. And we want hidden power grass for reasons that will become very, very obvious in a bit. Now, I know there is a donation incentive for the name of the Chimchar, so your time is running out very, very fast to get that stuff in, so go and donate now, because you really don't have very long. I'm going to do the final call for it here, and then whenever after this Starly fight here, after picking the starter, there's going to be a cutscene where I go back home. Whenever I leave the house after that is when I'm going to call the donation. And cut that off so that I have time to know what the Chimchar name is going to be. So all that explanation I did for the RNG was for the overworld RNG. Now, in battle, it's a lot different. The RNG advances every single frame in a battle, so you can't realistically manipulate battles. So every single frame gives a different outcome, and the AI for enemy trainers and wild Pokemon is completely random in Diamond and Pearl, except for in double battles, where it's a little bit smarter, but I'm not prepared to call it smart, because it's not really. So I've chosen Chimchar for the main reason that, as you can probably tell by the estimate, we're not going to be playing the most amount of the game. We're just going to be doing the first hour, for reasons that'll become obvious later. But Chimchar is by far the best option to get through the first hour, primarily because of the typings of the first 2 gyms. So, yeah, because of the battle RNG being the way it is, we can't manipulate Pokerus or anything off of the first hour. Well, technically you can manipulate Pokerus, but it's not feasible to do it in a run, which is a shame because it would really, really help. For context, Pokerus is... they call it an infection in the game, and it basically just doubles the EV gain that you get from Pokemon and helps your stats max out way, way faster, which is really, really good for runs and EV training if you're into competitive and that kind of stuff. So this is the cutscene I'm talking about. Whenever I leave the house here is whenever I'm going to say no more for donations. But at the start, you saw that I was singing the trainer ID. The trainer ID is just one of the methods of checking that if you got the right RNG seed. There are other methods, like you can check the movement of the NPCs in the overworld, because that will always be consistent. As long as I'm moving in the correct way, like if I'm moving the exact same way in the overworld all the time, then I'm always going to get the same outcome in the grass and stuff like that. So the fact that I'm getting no encounters is purely based on the movement that I'm doing, which means you'll be seeing me do some really, really, really strange movement throughout this run. So yeah, we've just made our way to Sandgem Town, and we're going to go in after taking a Pokemon that is completely not ours from the lake. We're now going to get it as a gift, and then we are going to have to nickname it.
Okay. Are you ready for the Chimchar name?
I am.
We have it. With 30 euros, Argic will be our Chimchar. That's capital A-R-G-I-C-K.
Okay. I would have swapped cases there to get it down to lowercase, but case swapping in this game can actually advance the RNG, and I honestly don't remember if it does it in the nicknaming segment there. So just to play it safe, I'm not going to do it.
No bother. I'm sure we'd all agree Argic is capital anyway. So Argic is a good Chimchar. So thank you very much to everybody who donated for that, by the way. We raised a total of 91 euros on that bid war there. So thank you so much indeed. All that the generous donations go towards Mind. So thank you very much.
So Professor Owen was very, very nice to us and just kind of gave us the Chimchar that we blatantly stole from him because he left his suitcase at the lake. But that's his problem now. He's down 2 Pokemon. We've gained a Pokemon, so I really don't see what the issue would be for us. This is just your standard tutorial, you know, this is a Pokemon Center, this is a Pokemart. We know all these things, obviously, because everyone's been playing these games for years. But we have to sit through it, it's mandatory. But we are going to go into the mart, actually. We will probably not be going into a Pokemon Center at any point in this run, but we will be going into the mart. Now, normally, I don't buy a Paralyze Heal here, because that's a safety strat. Anyone who's ever watched me do runs knows that I am not a big fan of safety in the slightest. So, but I'm at a marathon, so I probably should play it safely and do the right thing and pick up and get a Paralyze Heal. But I've got my potions for the game. I will need to go to a mart later, depending on how long I keep the RNG manipulation going. So as long as I can keep my perfect movement, because the majority of the time the movement that I have to be doing is tile perfect, but if I can keep that going for the whole run, then I literally won't need to go to buy repels at all, and I will also be able to manipulate spinner passes. Which would be really, really cool to show off at a marathon, because it's kind of difficult to do whenever you have the pressure of it all. It's difficult to do whenever you're just doing runs normally. It's really, really difficult to do tile perfect movement for nearly an hour. Well, it's like 40 minutes, but it is really, really hard, and anyone who has done these categories will testify to that. So we've now got the journal, and we're going to go to the catching tutorial, which is where we are taught very, very efficiently how to catch Pokemon. Just make our way back through, keeping the specific movement. Meet up with Lucas once again. And I'll explain, actually, I did set my options at the very, very start of the run. I just didn't explain it, like, at all. Obviously, our text speed is set to fast, so our text cycles a hell of a lot faster. We also turned battle animations off, so that we don't have to watch a movement animation for every single time a move is selected in battle. And I also set a final option called L equals A, which basically just the L button on the back of the DS, it just allows me to mash with that as well. So I have 3 mashing buttons instead of 2, which is really, really, really handy whenever it comes to just mashing through text as fast as possible. So, an interesting thing about Generation 4, I don't know how many of the other games this applies to, but after a battle, if there is dialogue, RNG is advancing during these text boxes, which is not ideal for keeping manipulation, but we basically, whenever we're writing out, we just look for a window where you can clear the final text box, in like a window of like 10 frames or whatever, that you can just reload the route that you're on and stay on the correct RNG. The window is actually really lenient here, which is really handy. But just a note that you do have to mash exceptionally fast for these things, whenever there's text after a battle. So this is the first actual trainer fight of the run, and as with some of the fights in this run, this run is actually a very safe run in general. It's pretty unlikely that I'm actually going to die here, but it's not impossible. I don't want to say it's impossible because it's really not. But yeah, the main reason that fights are hard is just because the AI is just so random. I'm gonna play this so safe because quick attack does normally 6 damage. It did 7 there because it got a 1 in 16 high roll. Please use Growl. Thank you. Yeah, because the AI is just so random, you cannot predict at all what it's going to do. So it's better to just do everything so safe. Unless obviously you're going for like a PB or like a really good time or whatever. Then you can play as risky as you want. But for the sake of just wanting to finish the run, definitely better to just heal out of things like crit ranges. Especially because you can't guarantee that Starly is going to go for quick attack. It's in Platinum and most other games actually, if the move can kill, it will do it. Like, it will go for it. So if I'm at 6 HP in Platinum there, that Starly is always going to go for quick attack. But in this game, it's like, you're at 1 HP, I'm not going to go for that. I'll just use Growl instead, and you can completely just live and bypass everything. So Chimchar's ability is going to come in actually really handy here. Whenever Chimchar is at or below 1/3 HP, activates ability called Blaze, and all of the starters have this. So for fire starters it's Blaze, for water starters it's Torrent, and for the grass ones it's Overgrow. Whenever they're below a third, well, if they're at or below 1/3 of their HP, then their the fire, water, or grass moves get boosted. So now my Ember is going to do more damage, and because I'm in Blaze, this is now a 50% chance to kill, which I did get. Handily enough. It's little things like getting Blaze and whatnot that save a lot of time in this game. Because Diamond and Pearl were the first games on the DS, I guess Game Freak didn't really know what they were doing with a lot of it. Because the battle engine, as I'm sure any of you that have played this game know, it's really slow. So crits and getting extra turns, or crits save a lot of time in this. You know, speak of the devil, there's a crit, and that's going to save me a lot of time. Very ironic. But yeah, crits save a lot of time in this game, but then on the flip side, extra turns lose a lot of time, just because the battle engine's so slow. What an amazing time to get a crit. Just as I'm explaining just how good crits can be, the game is like, well, we'll give him a crit to emphasize his point. Which is a nice change from talking about, a crit would be awful right now, and then you get crit and die. So I'm gonna heal here, because I'm about to fight. There's 2 school children over to the right there that you can probably see. I'm gonna fight them, and they have Abras, and Abras can do a lot of damage to you. So I definitely want to be at full HP here. Now, there is actually a different route for this category, where you saw me go into the mart to buy potions, there is another route where you just skip that altogether and just pick up one potion just before this city, actually. And if you go with that, you have one potion pretty much for the majority of the run. You get 2 overall. But I don't even do that in record attempts. I think the route is very, very stupid in a way. Well, obviously it's good because it's faster, but it's very, very hard to finish runs with. Wow, what an amazing crit. Thank you. I was guaranteed to kill that anyway, so I'm just going to lose time because of that one now. So I did explain about IVs and whatnot, that the IVs are going to determine the power and the type of hidden power. And after I defeat this dude here, he's going to give me the TM for hidden power, which I'm going to teach immediately. So Chimchar's IVs are 29 HP, 31 attack, 24 defense, 30 special attack, 15 special defense, and 31 speed. And the Chimchar has a naive nature, which is plus speed minus special defense. As you can tell, special defense is irrelevant for this. No one cares about special defense. I crit turn 2 again. I looked away for like a second, and I crit turn 2. This is absurd. I'm losing time now. Incredible. But no, right, this guy's going to give me hidden power. I'm going to teach it immediately. I'm going to get rid of taunt, because taunt is a completely useless move here.
Well, while you're doing that, if you don't mind, I'll have a few quick words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. I must say that those crits here, our Chimchar is called Argic, so he's got to go fast. It's absolutely the thing here. But anyway, remember, folks, you are watching BSG Annual 2021, benefiting Mind. Remember, all your donations do go towards Mind. It is really, really anything that you can spare would be absolutely fantastic if you could get your donations in. There's lots of things you can get your donations towards the bid wars, the donation incentives. We do have, now that our name is done, we do have the Super Metroid. We're 83.77 out of 100 for the perform the hardest route. And we also have Super Metroid Save, Kill or Taunt the Animals. Killing on €25, saving on €35, tied with taunting on €35. So if you would like to save, kill or taunt your animals, that's appropriate, please get your donations in. Thank you very much indeed.
So yeah, we've just ran around Jubilife City there, getting coupons, and we're now going to go and redeem our coupons for an amazing prize called a Poketch, which is just a Pokemon watch, really. I'm not going to utilize it at all for this run. There's a bunch of little programs you can get for it with like the time, and there's little mini games and whatnot, and finding hidden items. I'm just going to keep it at the time, because I don't need it at all. But you'll notice that I was running into NPCs there. Now that's to keep my RNG manipulation consistent, because I can't talk to these clowns on the exact same frame every single time I do that. Well, I could, but being realistic about it, you're not gonna. So you need to have a method of doing everything consistently. So just talking to them on a given frame and then running into an NPC until they move out of the way is a good way of keeping everything consistent. Now it'd be... Alright, okay, Growl there is kind of bad. Had it gone for quick attack turn 1, it would have hit me back into Blaze, and it would have been... Again, with the turn 2 crit, it's making me lose time. Damn. But no, had I got hit into Blaze there, that start would have been a 1 in 16 to die. So the highest damage roll would have been able to kill. Because I got Growl, I'm going to go for Ember turn 1 here, instead of Scratch. Normally you go for Scratch and then Hidden Power, but I'm going to go for Ember, because obviously my attack has just been decreased. And this is where Hidden Power Grass comes in really handy, being able to one-shot Piplup. Well, not one-shot, but instead of having to spam Ember against Piplup, we can just use 2 moves and just get rid of them so quickly. Now, Hidden Power Grass is also going to be the reason that we can deal with Rourke so easily, which is the very first gym leader who's a rock type gym leader. So once again, RNG is advancing during these text boxes, so I have to mash really fast. And instead of reloading the route, we're going to use the NPC trick that we showed before in Jubilife City. I'm honestly, I'm trying to remember the movement right now. I hope I'm doing everything correctly. I'll know really, really fast if I do something wrong. I swear, I have been practicing. It's just been a few days since I did a practice run. And my memory is, sometimes good and sometimes not. But, so on text boxes, and you're actually about to see this again right now, there are some text boxes that you can clear with a direction input to skip the turn frame after. So whenever you change directions and you're walking in this game, you can, right, there's a turning animation basically. But if I clear some text boxes with a direction input, then it skips the turn frame and just goes straight to that direction. You can do it with every text box, but if there's no arrow on the bottom right at the text box, then you can most likely do it. I say most likely because you can't do it with all of them. Like this one, there was no arrow there for the escape rope, and I was able to do it there. So if I get this here, I'm going to be able to keep extend manipulation, hopefully. Okay, good. So I have to open the menu within a certain number of frames there, so that match shop that was just on the screen doesn't turn and advance the RNG. This is like the standardized point where you really want to be getting Manip to in these runs, because after you beat Rourke, you can go and buy repels. But I won't be utilizing those, assuming my movement is good enough. Just checking the NPC movement to make sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just checking the NPC movement just to make sure I was still in the right RNG frame. If the first girl that you see holds left, then you know that you're on the right thing. So yeah, Rourke, rock type, another point. This is the last use of hidden power grass. We went and did those 2 fights specifically for this. The alternate strategy you can do, say if you're doing this run without manipulation and you don't want to sit and reset for IVs to give you a good hidden power, you can just go and fight extra trainers to evolve into Monferno. And then use Mach Punch. I wouldn't advise trying to do this with Chimchar, even though you can teach Rock Smash. You'd probably die pretty easily. But this fight is exceptionally straightforward. Because our Chimchar is plus speed and has such a good speed IV, we can outspeed nearly everything in the run, really. There are a few exceptions. But we cannot kill Rourke's ace in one hit, sadly. Unless I get a crit. If I get a crit, then I can kill it in one turn. A crit is really, really good against Cranidos. It saves about 20 seconds. If I get it. Done. The main reason being, Pursuit is really, really nice. It's always scary to get headbutt, because if it crits me, I'm dead. But the main reason that a crit there is so good is because Rourke heals, and then you have to hit 2 additional times. Unless I crit there, that also works. That's actually a really, really nice fight. It's been a really long time since I've gotten a useful crit on this fight. Perfect time to do it is at a marathon. So there we go, there's our first gym badge. And I'm just going to go and try the extended manipulation movement. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, the full thing in a marathon, but I'm going to try my best. I have the opportunity to do it, I might as well try and show it off. But the movement is difficult, so there might be periods of time where I'm a little quiet. But that'll be coming up soon. Unless I just mess it up like instantly. Which I hope doesn't happen. I actually did just make a mistake that I had to correct by 1 tile, but it shouldn't affect anything. If it does, I'll just buy repels in Jubilife. But I'll know really, really fast if it's messed anything up. So I'm going to do an extra turn frame here on purpose for RNG manipulation to get no encounters. I hope I actually get no encounters, otherwise I look like an idiot. Up, left. Good. Okay. Not punished for my mistake. Very, very nice. So we made it back to Jubilife again. And now Team Galactic, their first appearance of the game, they're now harassing the Professor. So I guess as a thank you for giving us a free Pokemon, we're now going to use this Pokemon to defend him. Now, this fight can go really well and kind of standard, or it can go absolutely awful. So I'm going to use Ember and just take out Wurmple and get rid of it like super, super easily. But I really need Turtwig to use Tackle against Zubat instead of using Absorb. Now, you think, why would it ever use Absorb? Both of the Pokemon that it's trying to fight are resistant to Grass-type moves. But Turtwig seemingly doesn't seem to care about any of that and is just going to do it anyway. Oh my god, you know what? Right, you tried your best. So Tackle in this generation is a 5% chance to miss. And then I burn. What is wow. That burn just lost me a bunch of time. Because Turtwig decided to kill anyway. So I'm going to be quiet here for a minute. Because this movement is difficult. Oh, sorry, there's an evolution animation to go through first. My bad. So, we're going to get our Monferno here. And normally at this HP, I would skip teaching Mach Punch here, which is a priority move. But because I'm in a marathon setting, I am actually going to keep the move. It's a really, really smart decision to keep it. Which you'll see whenever I fight Mars in a bit. Okay, so like I said earlier, RNG is advancing with these text boxes because they're after a fight. But the RNG here is really, really strange in that there's going to be a dude after this cutscene that comes up and gives me a fashion case. And it just advances the RNG a lot. So you need to find a window where clearing the fashion case text box doesn't mess anything up. So I'm going to have to wait a few frames here, because you can't actually go too fast here. And now I'm going to have to mash really fast again, and I'm going to be quiet and see if I can do this movement correctly, because this is difficult. Okay. So that girl is a spinner, who has an opportunity to spin around every 16 frames. But because I have manipulation, I'm going to be able to pass her without any issues. Okay, I'm really glad I got that stretch of movement there. That is by far the hardest stretch of movement in the run. And because it's a marathon run, I'm going to pick up the Pekka-Berry. Another thing that I wouldn't normally do. Okay, so now we're back in Floroma Town. We went to Floroma Meadow. We had to go and talk to that little girl to trigger this event in here to fight these guys, because the entrance to the Valley Windworks, where that little girl's dad has been locked up by Team Galactic, is locked, and the only other key is over here. So we have to go and grab that before we can run back and save the day. Because we are indeed the heroes.
I'm me know when you've got a moment for a few words.
Oh, you have a moment right now. I'm just beating up some weak Pokemon.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're enjoying the run, folks. We would like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA channel, well, we're currently co-hosting on the ESA channel, hosts many other events across Europe, including the British UKSG, Hackathon, and more. So be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live. If you're more interested in the BSG events, stay updated with our events by following us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. Get a behind-the-scenes look of the event and stay up to date with latest news on our marathons, events, and more. We are also in the process of uploading all of our VODs to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BSG Marathon. Be sure to check it out and subscribe to find one new video per day in your feed. Remember, all your donations go towards Mind. Please get those donations in, folks. We're currently sitting at €2,676. Can we get to 2,700? Can we even get the 3,000? Get those donations in if you can. Thank you very much.
So this is one of the instances where RNG after a battle doesn't actually advance because there's no moving NPCs in here. Sick. Okay. I was a bit worried that I had messed up the manipulation there, but the NPC movement is correct. So I'm going to assume I'm still okay. So this is the first fight where Mach Punch is actually going to be really, really useful. This Glameow has Fake Out. Because of the random AI, you can't guarantee that it's gonna actually use it. So there is a strat where you can just skip it and just go for Rock Smash instead. But if you use Mach Punch here, then you always get away with it. You don't even need to worry about Fake Out at all. The same is not going to be said for the next fight that we do, which is going to be against Mars. Hopefully. I could mess up the movement in here and hit the spinner that's in here. Obviously, ideally, I don't do that. Okay, I need to remember to equip the P.E.K.K.A. Berry. I have not equipped a P.E.K.K.A. Berry in an absurdly long time. It has been so long since I've done the menu to equip one. It's actually kind of funny how long it's been. It's been over a year. Okay. Been well over a year since I have equipped a P.E.K.K.A. Berry in a run. So the reason we equip the P.E.K.K.A. Berry here is because Mars's Zubat has Toxic, which is exceptionally bad. Toxic does... It's basically poison, but its damage ramps up with every single turn. Up to stupidly high numbers that we just don't want to see. Ideally, I just don't get Toxic at all, which would be really nice. Use Bite. Well, that is Toxic. Please get the range here, please. Because if I miss it and I get Toxic again, oh dear. No, dude. Okay, right. This could be really, really bad. That is exceptionally unlucky as well. So we just kind of have to hope and pray here. If I get Feint Attack from Purugly and I get the defense drop off of Rock Smash, then we're completely okay. Okay, that's one of the things I asked for. Get the defense drop, and just, this is so okay. 50%. No! Oh, cry, okay. I need to see Feint Attack here on every turn. Scratch is bad. I'm just gonna have to heal until I get Feint Attack, I think. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do a lot of backtracking. Okay, right. I'm just gonna risk the range. I'm probably gonna die here and I'm probably gonna have to run back. Unlucky. That is really, really unlucky. There's absolutely nothing I could have done about that. Which means we're gonna have to run a really, really long way back. That is the worst possible thing that could have happened. If I had gotten Scratch, or if I'd gotten Faint Attack on the one turn, like the very, very first turn that I had asked, then I actually would have been okay. I could just Leered and Mach Punch and everything would have been fine. But the toxic damage ramped up just way too high. Which now means I have to run the whole way back to Floroma Town, which is going to take a bit. Especially now because I have to deal with wild encounters for a bit. Well, a bit. It's going to be like one more stretch of grass. Okay, one encounter. So I'm going to go into the mart and buy repels. And you know what? Out of spite, I'm going to buy a few antidotes just in case. Okay, 12 is definitely enough. So that Zubat was a range to 2 hit. It's also not guaranteed to go for Toxic. It's actually only 33% to go for Toxic on any given turn because it has 3 moves. That's the honey. What a smart mistake. That's a Pokeguy special. This isn't the worst thing in the world. It would have been worse if I had lost to the Pachirisu double. In Eterna Forest after Mars. That would have been way, way worse. So instead, you're going to get to see some spinner setups, which I didn't think I was going to be able to show off in this. So, with the movement that I just did, if she's looking away, I'm guaranteed to get past her without spinning. Her next opportunity to turn is after whenever I get through. So, I'm going to do that for all the spinners here. Okay. Well, I didn't get it there, but whenever she turns away, if I do 2 turn frames and open the menu, then if she's still looking away, then it's fine to pass.
Well, we do have a donation for you.
Go right ahead.
Okay, we've received 10 euros from Boris Slayer. Go, go! No, I made a right mess of that. Let's try again. 10 euros from Boris Slayer. Go, go, scoagogo. Well, go, go indeed. Thank you very much indeed for that generous donation.
Okay, we're back for round 2, Mars. Hopefully I win this time. It would be a really, really nice change. I did get one of the spinner setups. Less than I would have obviously ideally liked. But okay. I don't have the Pekka Berry this time, obviously, so I don't just get rid of poison immediately if I get it. That's a really bad range. How are you going for Toxic again? At least it missed this time. There's no way you go for Toxic. There's no way. I am in disbelief. Okay, thank you. You know, in all honesty, thinking about it, I probably deserve that. Nice. Useless critical again. That's like the 5th time that's happened so far in this one run. I hadn't got Toxic from Mars in a really, really long time. I had a really, really good streak of winning against Mars despite not getting any Pekka Berries at all. So don't go for Fake Out. Good. Fake Out obviously would make me flinch, but because I'm using Rock Smash to try and get the defense drop, which is 50%, there we go, got it this time. Then just, the Fake Out would really, really suck, especially because it does quite a bit of damage as well. I'm level 17 here. I've never lost to Mars and gone back again, so I didn't know you got level 17 here. That'll actually be really, really good. Okay, so during the text boxes that Mars was still there, RNG would have been advancing. Well, no, it still was advancing, but it doesn't matter because I don't have RNG Manip anyway. So, hopefully that's the only death for the run. I would be very, very miffed if we got another run. But after dealing with that, we're going to go up here and get ourselves into Eternal Forest. But there's another spinner to get past first. This is the last spinner of the run, so hopefully I don't... Idiot. Come on. You know you want to. Thank you. Just gonna wait for this walker to go past. Alright, so now that we're in Eternal Forest, we're gonna get teamed up with Cheryl, who is either the best thing in the universe or the worst thing, and is a complete hindrance. This is the girl that has a Chansey, with Egg Bomb, and Egg Bomb is already not the most accurate move in the world, but given any single time that Chansey takes any damage, it can then factor in that it wants to heal with Soft Boil. So... ideally, it just spams Egg Bomb on Pachirisu specifically. I'm going to be getting rid of the bugs before Pachirisu. If I was in Blaze, I'd be getting rid of Pachirisu first. But because my HP is so high, I'm just going to get rid of the bugs. So, Pachirisu, the main reason it's bad is because it has Spark, which is a 30% chance to paralyze whenever it hits, which is stupidly high. Don't prove my point, please. Thanks, Pachirisu. Oh, that's actually a really nice crit. Okay, Beautifly. If I just get through paralysis here, I'm now slower than everything because my speed has just been destroyed. And it's also 25% for me to just not act on this turn. So, get through. Get through. Good. Okay. I'm gonna heal here. Pachirisu is... well, okay, it can kill me. It's not guaranteed to. Despite the fact that double battles have smarter AI, they don't have kill AI. So despite the fact that Pachirisu could kill me, there's the chance that it's not going to. But I'm not going to take that chance. If I was going for a PB right now, I'd be taking that chance. And I would have gotten away with it as well. Look at that. Yeah, see, there you go. There's soft-boiled. That is why Chansey sucks. So ideally, Chansey goes for Egg Bomb again on Pachirisu. Good. So I'm going to be able to kill that with one Ember. So that was a really, really sketchy fight, but we got through it. Well, touch wood. I'm not going to say anything quite yet, just in case it blows up in my face. And Pachirisu, like, destroys me right at the end or something. Don't soft-boiled. Why would you use that move? You don't like that move. Okay, I got through paralysis every single turn. That's really, really nice.
We do have a donation for you when you've got a moment.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try and do this justice, but thank you to the donator for this one, by the way. We have €5 from Argic the Chimchar. Chimchar! Chimchar! Chim! Amanda! Chimchar! Thank you very much.
Phenomenal. So yes, I did have a paralyze heal there. There was no real reason to use it in my book because there is still another point that I could get paralyzed at. The main reason I didn't go for the paralyze heal here is because I got healed after battle anyway. Cheryl restores your Pokemon to full and gets rid of all the status effects anyway. So, to my tally, there's no real reason. However, against Gardenia, you can get paralyzed, and there's no partner to get rid of that for you, so I would like to keep the paralysis heal for that. Nice burn, idiot. That's going to lose a lot of time. So these Abras both have hidden power. It's super effective against Chansey, but not against Monferno. So ideally, it would have just spammed it against Monferno. Can't get that lucky, though. It skips the super effective text. If you get it like that. So here's our last move for the run that we're actually going to utilize. We're getting rid of the Fabled Mach Punch now. We're replacing it with Flame Wheel instead, which is going to be both a blessing and potentially a curse, depends how lucky we get. Because there is actually still one more fake out in the run that we could get that Mach Punch would just be able to completely bypass. But you're better off having Flame Wheel. And losing it on any of your other moves is kind of bad. Because of Rock Smash being an HM and you can't teach over it, it limits your move pool a bit of what you can keep with you. If you were able to get rid of Rock Smash, it would be a really easy decision. You could just get rid of Rock Smash and give Flame Wheel instead. So for anyone that ever played Platinum growing up, you're going to get a really, really big shock whenever I walk into this gym, because it's different in Diamond and Pearl than it is to Platinum. This is a maze in Diamond and Pearl instead of a floral clock that spins round. So we have to find the trainers. Thankfully, I'm really, really good at mazes and already can just foresee where all of them are. But this is a really, really mundane gym. Not a lot goes on in here. It's just quite literally just one-shotting everything. And then running around and finding all the different trainers.
Can I just say then, that's your perfect opportunity, folks. Get those donations in. I'm not a very good Pokemon, so please don't give me any Pokemon donations. I'm not very good at them, as we've seen. But I would like donations, because all your donations go towards Mind. So please get those donations in. We're actually 2691. We're not that far off 2,700. And if there's a big donation out there, we could get close to that 3,000. So let's get those in.
Alright, so that's one of the 4 trainers that we have to deal with in this gym. Dang it. Messing up movement. It would have been really nice to get extended manip the whole way through the run. Sadly, it's a marathon. You can't get the perfect outcome. It would have been really, really nice to show it off, though. So it's kind of disappointing, especially because I picked up the P.E.K.K.A. Berry and still ended up dying to Toxic. But, like, there's so many reasons that fight should have let me win, but, yeah, that's quite literally the worst that Mars can possibly go. So if you were wondering about how bad Mars could possibly go, that is literally the answer. That's the worst outcome. So, again, the estimate is actually coming up, and you're probably wondering what is going to happen. Because we are closing in on it, and we are still in the second gym, getting our gym badges. But don't worry, it'll all be revealed. We still have a bit of normal gameplay to go for first. So enjoy the normality while it's here. But I do have an explanation lined up because it will be needed. But I do want to see the confusion on the chat whenever it happens, because this is one of the runs that's... It's always a great watch the first time. If you've never seen the Diamond Pearl any % run before, it is a phenomenal, phenomenal run to watch. I really enjoy playing it as well. So there we go, there's the third trainer. And then after we defeat this fourth trainer the whole way up here, we are going to be able to fight Gardenia. Now, I've seen someone hearting over Turtwig. I completely agree with you. Turtwig is actually my favorite Pokemon. Despite, if anyone has ever seen my profile photo anywhere, you'll see it's a Frostlass, and people associate me with Frostlass. But it's not my favorite Pokemon. It barely, I don't even think it cracks my top 5. I just like Frostlass as a mascot. So, Turtwig is by far my favorite Pokemon. It was my first Pokemon and therefore holds a special place. So, there we go. That's the fourth one. And now we're going to go and beat up Gardenia. So the reason I say we could get paralyzed against Gardenia is because of her ace, Roserade. We are actually speed tied with Roserade. Although because I had to refight Mars, I might have enough extra experience that I'm a level higher and can always outspeed. But me and Roserade's speeds are likely going to be the exact same value, and therefore it's a 50-50 who goes first. And I have to use Leer as well, so there's the possibility that it gets 2 opportunities to use Stun Spore against me. Obviously it has a host of other moves, but random AI is random, and then it also has to go through the accuracy check. There we go. That Turtwig is a 15 and 16 range, by the way, and it's terrible to miss. Okay, this is going to be a speed tie. I'm not at a higher level. I forgot how much Turtwig gave. I thought it was a bit more. Okay, so just outspeed. This turn doesn't matter, actually. Magical Leaf or something. No! Okay. I'm just going to go through Paralysis anyway. Poison Sting, sure, why not? Get through. No! This is the first time I have been paralyzed by Roserade in so long. What a perfect time to get it. So many things are happening in this run that I haven't seen for so long. I'm getting all the bad luck now, which I guess is actually a really good showcase for a marathon. That shows even if all these awful things happen, you can still have a run. And, you know, have it finish, just despite wiping and going the whole way back to Twin Leaf Town against Mars, you know? So the final text box there, from the Grass Knot explanation, that was another one I could clear with a direction input to skip the turn frame for turning down. It only saves a few frames, but it's always worth doing. So this mysterious girl called Cynthia, she's about to introduce herself. Wow. I wonder if we'll ever see her again in this story. You know, she looks like she's an important sprite, but I'm not sure if we'll ever see her again. But she's going to give us an HM that we are going to utilize immediately, because we have to get into this building and stop Team Galactic, because they've kind of been harassing Eterna City recently. I need to get rid of Paralysis, that's what I need to do. So I'm going to get rid of Ember here. If I was in Blaze, I would actually teach over Leer instead of Ember. So this is what that Paralysis heal all the way back at the beginning was for. That one Roserade is the reason I've got it. So this is another thing, if you've played Platinum, this will look very different to you. So this girl here has the other Glammeow of the run that has Fake Out, and this is where keeping Mach Punch would have been really nice, but it's not really feasible to do, which is unfortunate because it would help a significant margin. So just don't use Fake Out, and Bob's your uncle. There we go. You know immediately if it's used Fake Out, because it'll go first. So if you see the foes instead of like your Pokemon's nickname or whatever, then you know instantly that you have got Fake Out, and congrats, you've just lost like 8 seconds because the battle engine is so bad for this game. So we have a few trainers to fight here to get our way up to the top. Whenever we get up to the top, we're going to fight the second Team Galactic commander, Jupiter, because they're all named after planets for some reason. And in reality, Mars is actually a much scarier fight than Jupiter, although Jupiter can go exceptionally wrong as well. Which is actually a good thing I have the antidote still. But the difference is that Skuntank, which is Jupiter's ace, has poison gas instead of toxic. And obviously that doesn't badly poison, so the poison damage doesn't ramp up every single turn, so it's a lot more... it's a lot easier to deal with. I'm really glad they decided to buff Team Galactic in Platinum, because they get a lot of like Wurmples and stuff in this game, and a lot of really, really trash Pokemon. They're a bit better in Platinum, not by a significant margin, but they are slightly better. So if we had Blaze and we were able to teach over Leer, we'll teach Cut over Leer instead. We would have been embering everything here, which is only faster in that it saves time displaying Ember instead of Flame Wheel, which is like a minimal amount of frames. Like it's just a few frames every single time Flame Wheel is displayed. Except for this Pokemon here that we're about to fight. This scientist has a Kadabra, and it is the only Pokemon that you cannot Ember if you have Blaze. You have to Flame Wheel this in all circumstances. But it's not a range or anything, it's an easy kill, but it's just you can't Ember. But no, so we're gonna go fight Mars, the second of the technically 3 commanders in this game. There are 4 in Platinum, but we will only be seeing 3 of them. Or sorry, we will only be seeing 2 of them in this run. We will not be seeing Saturn at any point. So Jupiter can go really, really bad. Can be completely fine. I'm inclined to believe that given this run so far, it's probably going to go bad, but we're going to see. Right, well we crit, which just guarantees the Zubat range, which is 15 and 16. Now, hopefully, Skuntank goes well, because Skuntank has a lot of bad moves. It has Smoke Screen as well, which lowers my accuracy, which would be terrible to get. This Skuntank is also a range. Night Slash is really, really good. Night Slash is the best outcome. Technically, right, well, if you're talking pure speed, Smoke Screen is actually the best, assuming you just hit all the moves. Or Screech. Screech works as well. But if I just get the range, then this is the last fight for the run. That was the last turn. Happy days. So believe it or not, that is the final fight that we are going to be doing. As hard as it could be to believe, at only 57 minutes in, that is the last fight. So, this guy is the dude from the bike shop, and we're going to go and get the bike. And that's whenever everything is going to get exceptionally confusing. And I will explain a little bit after I do everything. Because it is a lot to take in, and it's kind of difficult to explain. But this is the last opportunity, really, for donations and all that kind of stuff, and messages, because I'm going to have a lot of explanation to do.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Well, just like to remind everyone that you are watching BSG Annual 2021, Benefiting Mind. Please get those donations in. We're still sitting on 2691. Let's see if we can get those donations in. And let's go back to seeing Argic, the Chimchar, doing their final bit. Cheers.
So we got the Explorer Kit, which is not needed at all for this. It's just you genuinely cannot leave Eterna City if you don't grab it. There's a girl who blocks you from leaving until you get the Explorer Kit. So now that we have the bike, we are going to go to Cycling Road, which is another reason you couldn't really leave Eterna anyway. I'm going to save here just in case I horrendously mess this up. Because there is the possibility that you crash the game if you mess this glitch up kind of badly. So I'm going to be safe just in case. Should I be fancy and go for the task tweak on the first one? I'm feeling a little bit bold. I'm going to go for the task tweak. Haha, I got it. So I'll explain all this in a second. Okay. So you heard me use the word tweak. Basically, that is the one and only glitch that I will be utilizing in this entire run. And I'm going to do it one more time, actually. And this is actually going to be the most broken of them all. The only point of doing those 3 tweaks was to skip a cutscene with Lucas where he gives you the dicing machine. But I have one more to do, which I messed up. Which I messed up again. There we go. So now I'm in a big black void. I'm going to save on this very, very specific tile. So yes, basically, tweaking is performed by doing fast movements over load lines with either the bike or the running shoes. You're basically loading the overworld data incorrectly. By going over the load lines in a specific order and at a specific speed, the game has no idea what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. And doesn't know how to load anything correctly, so as a result, you can just get a black screen, or, as you saw earlier, things become white, and things just load completely wrong. And you can use this to skip event triggers, like the event with Lucas, or you can get into the void in Diamond and Pearl, which is where we currently are. And we're using this essentially to just teleport about the place in the void. You'll see now that I'm in the Pokemon League. But the overworld map is 32 by 32 tile grids and split into smaller 16 by 16 grids, and where the grids intersect is where the load lines are. I'm going to take one step left, and all of a sudden we're in the Hall of Fame. It's pitch black, but we are here, I promise. And there's going to be a little cutscene where Monferno and all shows up with Dawn, and whenever the screen goes black there is whenever time is. So, just in a few seconds here. And time.
GG.
So yeah, with that glitch, we can completely skip everything in Diamond and Pearl after getting the bike. Once you have the bike, you can just go the whole way to the Hall of Fame through the void, and there's absolutely nothing more in the game you have to do. As soon as you get the bike, you can just break it completely. The same cannot be done in Platinum, just for the record. Platinum is patched, like the void is completely patched in Platinum, so you can't do that there. So yeah, that was Pokemon Diamond 80%. Went from very, very normal to very, very broken very, very fast. It's an excellent run, excellent marathon run to show off as well, especially if you've never seen glitched Pokemon before. It's exceptional. It's always surprising to see people's reaction to tweaking through everything and completely breaking the game. So yeah, if you're interested in learning more about this game or any of the DS Pokemon games really, there's a Discord server specialized for all of that. It's one Discord basically for all the DS categories. And there's a load of people in there who are more than willing to help you get started if you're interested in runs like this. I myself, I'm available if anyone has questions about these things. I'm always around to help, and there's a whole host of other people who are just as knowledgeable as me, if not even more knowledgeable, that can provide as much detail as you could possibly even know what to do with, more than you'd probably ever need to know.
Okay, do you have anything else you'd like to say, Scoa, before we head off?
Just thanks for having me at the marathon, really. And I will return in 2 days' time with a different Pokemon game that is a lot more traditional, a lot less broken than this. But I will return then, so shoutouts obviously to everyone who's made the route what it is today, everyone who's ever put any writing development into anything to do with this category, everyone in the DS Discord for Pokemon, just all the main PSR people. I've seen a lot of you guys in chat. Shoutouts to all of you, and yeah, thanks for having me at the marathon.
Well, thank you so much. That was an absolutely amazing run. Really, really enjoyed that. Please show your appreciation here, folks. That was an amazing run. Really, really enjoyed it. So, we will be moving on very shortly. I believe we have an interview coming up just shortly, but I will be heading off as well now. I'll be handing over to the Jackaparts. And yes, please stay tuned, folks. Please keep those donations coming in. We're at 2691. Let's see if we can get towards that 3,000. Thank you very much again. And Scoa, big well done. Love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be back very, very shortly.